when you say that you have influences of the Gun Club and Blind Willie Johnson and also T-Rex, you're going to be moving around the musical sphere, aren't you? And Benjamin Booker surely does. He's an American singer-songwriter, really, and this new album, Lower, it seems to be descending into sleep, torpor, mud. It's a really interesting melange of things, you know. It has got a bit of psychedelic soul to it. You know, the Gun Club were quite big with that, with a bit of rock as well. I remember them being in Kerrang. I remember them being in the Kerrang offshoot. What was it called? It wasn't called. Sounds was the magazine before then, but what it was called? It was kind of for off-kilter bands, and they certainly were one of them. Patricia Morrison was in there, wasn't she? She then joined Andrew Eldritch in Hey No, and this corrosion. Yeah, you know, Sisters of Mercy. Anyway, back to Benjamin Booker. Don't call him Ben. Benjamin. And there's a really odd combination between the sort of wooziness and the just about to collapse and just about to become unconscious feel of the guitars and the old school drum machines, and then his very mellifluous soul voice with the music, certainly in on the first track, Black Ops, the music roiling like a maelstrom underneath it. Pompeii statues, mind you. It's very sweet. It's got an old school beat again. He loves those old school drum machines. Those gentle vocals work with the off-kilter guitar. And then we've got some synths which add a bit of dreaminess. Everything's all right. It's kind of a different world here. We're not really in our own world. We're somewhere else. It's a really strange atmosphere, and he likes to create that odd, just at the edge of sleep feel. Speaking to the Dead, I mean, you'd expect that to happen with a track that's called that, and those odd vocal snatches, and then with his soul voice and an ominous backing really adds something, not filmic. It is something that sounds as if you uncorked a bottle and you can't really get that cork back in now, and there's a bit of a problem. I love the basic beat of New World with the piano and that lovely soul vocal again. Those two clashes of the odd music and that, as I say, mellifluous voice really works here, actually, as does the 60s pop feel of Show and Tell. It's kind of 60s pop through modern indie. It's kind of that retro feel to it. But he finishes with Hope for the Nighttime, and it is. It's the gentlest, calmest, not really bothering you song on this album, and it gives us some hope for the future that actually that's all finished and now we're moving into something that's calmer and nicer and with more handholds, and that you don't feel that you are moving into unconsciousness and might not wake up on the other side of it, or you might have a terrible nightmare that you never come out of. That sort of feel. It's very rare to find singer-songwriter band, that's the wrong thing, singer-songwriter band, a singer-songwriter album that has both that soul, not chart intention, but a soul and R&B intention, and then a really, well, I'm in the studio and it's really dark and there are candles and I'm not quite sure where I'm going here. Those two things shouldn't work together. With this and with Benjamin Booker, not Ben, they absolutely do. I want to hear more, but maybe not tonight. Ta-ta.